Hey everyone, welcome to Code Hub. Today let us solve the LeetCode's daily challenge, and it is partition list. Given the head of the linked list and a value x, partition it such that all nodes less than x come before the nodes greater than or equal to x. You should preserve the original relative order of the nodes in which each of the two partitions. So given this linked list and x is equal to 3, we have to maintain the original relative order, and we should partition it like if the values are less than 3, then we should keep it in front of the list, and the values greater than or equal to 3 we should keep in the next list. So we can just traverse this linked list and we can see whether we can place here. What we can do is first we will be checking whether the value is less than or greater than 3. So 1 is less than 3, we will have it in our list. Then the 4 is greater than or equal to 3, so we will have in some other list. Say we can say have it in our second list. And then 3 is also greater than or equal to 3, so we can have it in our second list. Then it is 2 is less than 3, so we will have it in our first list. Then 5 is greater than or equal to 3, greater than or equal to 3, so we will have it in our second list. And it is 2 again, so 2 we will have it in our first list. 2 is less than 3, so we will have it in our list. So if we can create this two list, if one is this will be having lesser values list, and this will be having greater than or equal to values list. So if we can make these two lists, what we can do is finally we can link this 2 of next to this head of the second list, and finally this 5 of next will be null. So this is obviously we can do what we can do here. So if we can connect this tail of this first list, if the tail of first of next will be connected to the head of the second linked list. So this is considered to be, this is the second list. If we can connect this tail of next to be the head of this list, we can get our ultimate answer, which is 1 2 2 4 3 5. So this is what we can do. We want to first create two lists. So what we can do is we can first create two lists. We can say it as before, or we can say it as less values, which is list node of 0, and we can have another list greater than or equal to greater values of 0. So we have two nodes. We have two linked lists, so we have to traverse those linked lists as well. So what we can do is we can just have a pointer. We can just have a two pointers, temp1, which is going to traverse the less values, and similarly we have to have a temp2, which is going to traverse the greater values. So these are the two temp nodes that is going to traverse our two linked lists. So what we can do now, we can just traverse the linked list. So while my head is not null, while my head is present, while my head is not null, we can come inside this loop and we can check whether we can get our val here as head of val. We can check whether my val is less than x. If it is less than x, what we have to do is temp1 of next, that is temp1 of next will be pointing to, first we have to create a new node. So we will just create a new node. This we can just create outside this if condition itself. List node new node equal to new list node of val. So now if my we have created a new node. So this what we will be doing is, if my temp is less than x, we have to attach this current new node to our temp1 list. So temp1 of next will be nothing but new node. And what we have to do is, we have to traverse our temp1 is nothing but temp1 of next. Temp1 equal to temp1 of next. So we will be traversing, else it is greater than or equal to x. If it is greater than or equal to x, then we have to attach to a temp2. So temp2 of next is nothing but my new node, and we have to traverse temp2. Temp2 equal to temp2 of next. So after finishing our traversal, what we will be left out is, temp1 will be pointing here, and temp2 will be pointing here. So what we have to do is, temp1 of next will be the head of this linked list. So after coming outside this while condition, while loop, my temp1 of next is nothing but my head of the second linked list, which is greater values. And finally we have to return our less values of 0, less values of next. Greater values of next, since we have created a new greater values as current dummy node, which is 0, the greater values of next will be our head, which is 0 of next. 0 of next, 0 of next will be our head. That should point to the temp1 of next. And here we will be having a 0 dummy node initially. So that is which is less values. So less values of next will be the head of that linked list. So finally we have created a linked list. We will use example test cases and run our code. It is giving time limit exceeded. Let us see what is happening. Why it is time limit exceeded? I think yeah, sorry, we have missed one condition. We have to move our head, right, head equal to head of next, so that it will go for next iteration. So now let us use the example test cases and run our code. It got accepted. Let us submit our code. So here the what is the time of the solution? It is an order of n. We are traversing only once, and we are using an extra space to create a list. So it will be space complexity will be order of n. So it got accepted. So hope you like this video. Let us see in tomorrow's LeetCode challenge. Until then, bye. If there is any suggestions, let me know in comments.